Hello dear students, today we are going to study The Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1. This is the famous trial scene in which Antonio is tried in a Venetian court of law. The judge, who is the Duke himself, appeals to Shylock to show mercy, and Bassanio offers double the amount to Shylock, but the Jew does not relent in the least. Portia, disguised as a lawyer, makes the famous speech on quality of mercy, urging Shylock to be merciful towards Antonio. The scene takes place at Venice in a court. The characters present here are Duke, the nobles of Venice, Antonio, Bassanio, Gratiano, Salerio, and others. In this part of the video, we are going to study with Act 4, Scene 1, lines 1 to 65. Let's begin with the first speech of this act, this scene. Duke, what? Is Antonio here? Means, is Antonio here in the court? Antonio, ready, so please your grace. Yes, your grace, I'm already here. Duke, I'm sorry for thee. Means, I'm sorry for you. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy. Stony adversary means what? Hard-hearted enemy. Wretch means an unhappy person. Void means completely lacking. Dram means smallest quantity. Okay, the meaning of the line is, the Duke is telling Antonio that you have come to defend yourself against a stone-hearted enemy, an inhuman wretch without pity, totally lacking in mercy. Antonio, I have heard your grace had taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course. Rigorous means what? Strict. Okay. So Antonio is telling Duke that I have heard that your grace has taken great pains to moderate the harsh legal proceedings. But since he stands obdurate, obdurate means what? Adamant. Okay, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury. The meaning is, Antonio is telling Duke about Shylock. Since Shylock remains obdurate, and since there are no legal proceedings to save me from his clutches, I shall suffer his anger with patience, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his. Tyranny means cruelty, okay, and rage means anger. So Antonio is saying that I'm prepared to face Shylock's cruelty and anger with a calm spirit. Now, Duke, go one and call the Jew into the court. Means one of you go and call the Jew to the court. Salerio, he is already at the door. He comes, my lord. Means Shylock is already standing at the door, and here he comes, my lord. At that time, Shylock enters. Duke, make room and let him stand before our face. Means make room and let him stand before me. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act. The Duke is telling Shylock that Shylock, everyone thinks, and I also think, that you only continue with your show of cruelty till the last moment. And then it is thought that thou wilt show thy mercy and remorse more strange. Remorse means pity. Okay, remorse means pity. So the Duke is telling Shylock, then all of a sudden you will show mercy and repentance. All of a sudden you will show mercy and repentance. Than is thy strange apparent cruelty. Okay, such an attitude would seem more unexpected than your cruelty. And where thou now exactest the penalty which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh. So whereas as you now insist on claiming the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principal, glancing an eye of pity on his losses that have of late so huddled on his back. Moiety means portion. Huddled means accumulated, collected. So the Duke is telling Shylock that I'm sure that you will not only agree to abandon your claim, but will act according to human gentleness and love and forego a portion of the original sum borrowed by Antonio after looking sympathetically at the losses which he has suffered. Okay, and now to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of his state from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tartars never trained to offices of tender courtesy. Okay, so pluck commiseration means draw pity. Pluck commiseration means draw pity. Stubborn means uncultured. Okay, so here the Duke is telling Shylock that these losses have been so severe to ruin a noble merchant and draw pity for his condition from hearts as hard as brass and as rough as stones, from uncultured Turks and Tartars who have never been taught the feeling of human kindness. Means we can also get kindness from the uncultured Turks and Tartars. Then you will definitely show mercy towards Antonio. That's what the Duke is meaning to say. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew. Now, Jew, we all expect a noble response from you. Shylock, I have possessed your grace of what I purpose. Means I have informed your grace of my intentions. I have already told you what I want. And by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. Sabbath is Saturday, the seventh day of the Jewish week. Seventh day of the Jewish week, Saturday. Okay, so he's saying, I have vowed by the Sabbath that I will have my dues and the penalties laid down in the contract. Means whatever I have signed, I will take according to my contract. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. Charter is the document by which Venice was given independence. Charter is the document according to which the Venice was given independence. Now, the meaning of the line is that if you deny me this right, you will endanger the charter of freedom of your city. You will endanger the charter of freedom of your city. You'll ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. Carrion means what? Rotten. Okay, so the meaning of the line is, you want to know why I prefer to have the rotten flesh. That is Antonio's flesh he's talking about, instead of 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humor. Is it answered? Meaning is that I will not answer that except that I have a fancy for it. Is your question answered? What if my house be troubled with a rat and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it baned? Baned means poisoned. Okay, so the meaning is that how does it matter if my house is troubled by a rat and I spend 10,000 ducats to have it poisoned? What? Are you answered yet? Is that a satisfactory answer? Some men there are love not gaping pig. Means there are some men who hate a gaping pig. Some that are mad if they behold a cat. Others go mad if they see a cat. Okay, and others when the bagpipe sings, either noise cannot contain themselves. Others cannot have their self-control when they hear the shrill notes of the bagpipe. For affection, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood of what it likes or loathes. Loathes means hatred. Okay, so personal feelings rules our emotions and sways it towards our likes or dislikes. Now for your answer. Now to answer your question. As there is no firm reason to be rendered why he cannot abide a gaping pig, why he a harmless necessary cat, why he a woolen bagpiper. Just as people have no good reason why they cannot put up with a gaping pig, a harmless domestic cat, or a wool-covered bagpipe. but of force must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself being offended. But when they are themselves offended, they are compelled to react in such a shameless manner that they must give offense to others. So, can I give no reason, nor I will not, more than a lodged hate and a certain loathing I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. Okay, so the meaning of the line is that I have no reason to give for taking a pound of flesh from Antonio, because I have a deep rooted hatred and detestation for Antonio. Okay, and so I pursue this unprofitable case against him. A losing suit means unprofitable case against him. Are you answered? Now do you have your answer? Bassanio, this is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty. This is not a satisfactory answer. You are a heartless man on account of your merciless action. Thank you.